My name's G Flip, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live. Woo!
An artist that all of a sudden is like making noise here in the States. You're not even from the States.
No.
How is this happening right now?
I'm very far from the States,
Very
man.
far from the States.
Yeah, I live down under in Melbourne, Australia. So this is very far from home.
How is this happening? I mean, you only have 2 songs out right now.
Yeah, I know.
And like, again, you're touring. You're not even just here like, hey, I'm just going to go to LA for vacation. You're touring. You're doing a show.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think the response has been magical, and my life kind of changed overnight since I released that first track. So it's been an absolute whirlwind year, and it's really crazy because in January at the start of this year, I was playing these tunes in my bedroom to myself, and now I'm here in LA playing at the Echo. Yeah. So it's insane.
So tell me a little bit about like creating these tracks, because first of all, like you were in a band previously to that, and you were not a songwriter for the band. No. Something that you kind of held to yourself. Like, why did you choose to do that? And like, when did you realize, you know what, it's time for me to like write my tunes?
I've always been a songwriter, so I've always written songs since I was about 14, but I kind of was too shy to put my input into it. Uh-huh. And one of the last band I played for, I remember asking not asking, just saying like, maybe we should write a song together. Like, I feel like I can songwrite, and nothing ever happened with that. So I've always been a songwriter. I just never put my foot forward and like asked the bands that I was drumming for to let me have some input in it. And then I'd always collect voice memos and like record little bits and pieces in my bedroom, and they were always kind of tucked away and hidden on a hard drive or on my phone. And then when it came to the time where I was like, I want to do my solo project, I had stuff to work from. Yeah.
So, you know, coming from being the drummer to like now being, in front, and like you are the project, like how did that transition kind of happen for you?
Well, the band I was playing drums in, they ended. Mm-hmm. And then I was kind of in this predicament where I was like, do I go play drums for another band? Right. Or do I do this solo project that I've always kind of had in the back of my head? And ever since I started songwriting, I was always like, maybe I should do a solo, like have a solo career and use the music I've been writing. And then there was multiple things. Also, my dad has always been like, hey, G, you should do a solo project. And then my girlfriend at the time, she was also like, you'd be really good as a solo artist. Wow. Like, you can sing. Yeah, there were so many people, and all my friends, they'd heard some of my songs that I'd just written on guitar and played. Yeah. So a lot of people were like, you should use your voice more. Like, you're wasting your talent just like hiding behind a drum kit. Right. And then I think when that band ended, I was kind of had enough confidence and had played enough shows to, have that stage confidence and then get out and do it.
Yeah. What was your first show as a solo artist like?
Oh, it was crazy. It was at South by Southwest in Texas.
Wow.
That's how fast shit happened for me. Like, it was like boom, boom, boom. So, first show, Texas, South by Southwest, and I played 8 shows in 4 days for my first ever shows, singing in front of people and singing my music, which was... it surprisingly wasn't scary. I feel like I was that stressed that it took away the fear. So, yeah, it was awesome.
So, you hit the stage for the first time. You already had music kind of written. How much did the performances kind of impact your, like, the way that you write music afterwards?
Like those my first few performances? Yeah. They didn't really impact my songwriting. I feel like my songwriting always comes from like personal relationships and like how I'm feeling. So there wasn't any like songs that were like, I'm so excited to play my first shows. They were more like about what's happening in my love life. I'm very like an open book like that. I just kind of like, my songs are like a little diary. Right. But yeah, so there wasn't any like full impact from my performance into my songwriting. Right. It was more personal stuff.
So tell me more about these 2 tracks that you have out right now. Like, what was that creative process like now that you're by yourself? You don't have a team behind you, do you?
I've got like management and stuff.
Yeah, but like in actually in the studio, it's like you're doing it all.
Yeah. So I'm in my bedroom. Yeah. working away, I wrote and produced About You like a whole year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So it took me a year to release it. And I wanted to get like a management team behind me because I believed in myself and this project.
Right.
And then I just emailed all the management groups in Australia till someone listened to me and decided that they'd work with me. But yeah, now recently I've started doing like sessions, and I had no idea what a session was. It's where you like walk into a room with a producer or a songwriter and you've never met them before and you just write a song on that day.
That must have been interesting that first time.
I've loved it because I sit in my room and think about every decision like no tomorrow, and I'm like just focused on, should I sing this lyric, should I not, and I'll sit on it for like an hour.
Right.
So it made all my decision making so much quicker when I had someone in the room to like write a song with.
Yeah.
So I love doing collaborating like that now, like when you write a song with someone, because you get a song in like a couple of hours. Well,
Right.
with me, it would take me a week to get it perfectly how I want it, because I just, every decision I'll like, that's not the right kick, and then I'll go through, you know, EQing the kick and then toss it in the bin and then grab another one, and then I just take so much, like it takes like such a long time to produce and like write, but honestly I kind of like doing it by myself. Like I've started working with others, but then when I go back to my bedroom, I just really like sitting in my room and just like doing my thing that I normally do with my like drum kit here, guitar there, bass there.
Do you feel like it kind of like changes the kind of vibe or like the mood of the song when you're collaborating with someone?
Not normally. Normally I write a song with someone, but then I'll take it back and produce it in my bedroom to put my spin on it and my like dirty pop kind of sound on it. So I always like, if I write a song with someone, still want to make it sound like me, putting drums on it and like the EQs that I like, and you know, doing my thing, my spin on it.
Now tell me about the drums. Like, what is it about the drums that got you inspired in the first place?
Drums have always been like my first love. So when I was 9 years old, I got my first drum kit, and as soon as I saw that drum kit, I was in love. And then I had the best drum teacher in the world who taught me everything, and her name was Jenny Rose Morrish, and I named my drum kit after her. And she taught me everything I knew, and she was basically my biggest inspiration and role model. And I just like picked her brain on everything to do with music and drumming, and I bought the same drumsticks as her, bought the same drum kit as her.
Man.
And yeah, she was, yeah, whatever she wanted to do, I wanted to do. I was like a little mini me of her. And she's to this day my main inspiration. She sadly passed away, but she's watching me now, and I bet she's laughing her ass off about how crazy this year's been and that I'm sitting in LA right now. So yeah.
Now, you know, on top of naming your drum set, you kind of created like it came to life. Tell me about that creation process of your drum kit, and like, you know, what was behind the scenes of creating it?
Yeah, so when I was in my room making all the tunes, before I hunted management down to work with me, I was thinking of like this crazy concept of bringing my drum kit to life. And I used to work in a drum shop, so I'd always be looking at drums all day. And I've always had this kind of idea, looking at my drum kit, that the kick where you read the band name was an LED screen, and you could put any images you want on it, and graphics and animations. And I was sitting in my bedroom looking at my drum kit, and I read this quote that said, "Create the things you wish existed." And that was something that I wish existed. And then I was like, hold on, I could make that happen. So then I spent like 6 months researching, working out how I was going to build this thing. And then I worked out that I needed like an LED kind of signage screen that's super high resolution, so that on your phone and camera you can kind of get a nice shot of it. It's not static like when you film a TV. And then I built it with my mate Pete in a garage, and it took us 48 hours. And Jeromo tours with us, and I've drawn animations in his face. He's just like he looks like he's alive. But so sad, he's not here tonight. I know. We actually think, because he was working before we left, when we travel, we always feel like in their immigration process, they always take him out and look at him because it's.
They might have like broken it.
Yeah, I think they've pulled a wire or something out the back of him because he's still running. He's just not. It's not. You can't. The screen isn't responding the way it normally does, but he's on. You can feel his like fans running in.
Feel that heartbeat.
Yeah, you can feel that heartbeat, but which is really sad. So everyone, I can feel like. You can imagine it goes through customs and they're just like, what is this? Because it's like not, I've built it
I've
with,
never seen it
yeah, built it with my mate Pete. But yeah, so he'll be back running shortly. So it's no biggie.
Your next North American tour for sure.
Oh yeah, if there's another one.
Oh, there definitely will be.
Yeah,
there definitely will be. Now, you know, kind of lurking through your Instagram, I realized that Mike Shinoda kind of follows you on Instagram. So,
like, what? My
like, has he reached out to you? I know he's one of those artists that is always looking for a brand new artist. Right now, he's been really pushing this artist called Grandson. So, you know, has he reached out to you? Has anything happened? Like, have you any communication happened? Because Mike Shinoda, if he likes you, he'll put you on that stage.
He gave me his email address.
Amazing.
And he was like, you know, hit me up. And I was like, what? Like, I've been a massive Linkin Park fan since I was a kid. Like,
who isn't?
I remember like going. Was a festival in Australia called Soundwave, and I remember I'm like small. I'm like 5'3". I'm like a little human, like getting crushed in the mosh. Just like going through the crowd, trying to get as close as I can to the stage to see Linkin Park. So when Mr. Mike is messaging me, I'm like, what? I told all my friends, I texted everyone. I was like, check this out. Like, fully, like, he commented on one of my photos as well. I was like, oh, man.
Unreal.
He's on tour right now.
Yeah.
I tried to get him to come tonight, but he's, like, in San Fran or something.
Well, maybe the next tour that you're on, either he's going to bring you out or you might bring him out. Who knows?
That's wild, man. That's so wild. That's so wild. Oh, my God.
So you're ending 2018 here in the States, traveling and, you know, promoting your music to, you know, to new audiences. Your two songs. Crazy. What else can we expect for the rest of the year in 2019 for G Flip?
I've been the last month, actually 2 months maybe. Every day I wake up and I'm 9 a.m. till about 10:30 at night. I'm working on producing and finishing a heap of new tunes. A lot of the songs that I'm playing live. So next year I'm just going to drop them all. Just going to release a heap of music to everyone.
Are you planning on like EPs or albums or just going to do like singles?
It's kind of still like up in arms at the moment, but I'm like keen for a full-length album, man. Okay. But I'm like, that's what I'm like. I'm like all or nothing. Right. So right now I'm like full album. But me and my team will discuss what's the smartest option. Right. But I want to go full length, just straight to it.
Nice, do it.
Yeah.
I think we're ready for it.
I hope so.
There we go. I think Jenny's ready for it.
Oh yeah, she'd probably be like full length. G, like come on, full length. Yeah.
All right, so since you are from Down Under, I need to introduce you to some friends of mine if you haven't met them already. They are called Tonight Alive.
Yes.
And they're insane pop punk.
I know Tonight Alive. Yeah.
Like one of my favorite humans in the world. So, you know, if there's ever any opportunity to play a show with them or tour with them, highly recommend it.
I'll be down with that.
Awesome.
They're awesome.